Right.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Beyond the Frame Live. Hi, Orly.
How's it going?
It's going good. Well, Orly, we have a celebrity in the house with us today. I'd like to welcome Bryan Deck. Bryan Deck, I'm sure most of you know who Bryan is. If not, you will certainly learn in just a few minutes. But Bryan recently, actually on June the 20th, rolled a perfect 900 series at Rose City Bowl in Newcastle, Indiana. Welcome, Bryan.
Oh, thank you.
Well, first and foremost, congratulations. Oh my gosh, my heart skips a beat when I think about it. So today we're going to learn a little bit about your journey, how you got to where you are today. And I understand that you are number 40 in the world that has ever rolled a perfect 900 series.
Correct.
Wow, doesn't that make you proud?
It's unreal. Like I said, I never thought in the world I'd even do something like that ever.
Wow. And you're only the fourth in Indiana.
Right.
And of course, the first at Rose City Bowl.
Yep.
Well, you know, Bryan, you've been bowling for 38 years, according to what I've read and heard. That's a long time.
Yep. I was 7 years old.
7 years old. And I understand that your late father is really the one that kind of got that seed planted in you. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, years ago, they used to have another bowling alley here. It used to be called Newcastle Lanes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where my older brother and my dad bowled in the league together. And I always went and watched, and I always wanted to bowl, but I was just too young. Back then, you didn't have leagues to bowl in for kids.
Yeah.
So as I got, I don't know, 15, 16 years old, we'd actually bowl in a league. I actually joined the league with my older brother and my dad, and we bowled forever. And then my middle brother joined in too, Scott. And then we've always been bowling since and been competitive. I've always looked at my older brother, Brad, and like my dad, he bowled for a little while, but then when Newcastle Lanes burnt and they moved it to Newcastle Rose Bowl, that's when I actually got to bowl in leagues. And then me and my dad and my brothers all got to bowl together.
Wow. So it was definitely a family affair.
Right.
You know, and so in 2006, up to that point, y'all had your own team. This was, you know, y'all's weekly activity as a family. But then I understand that shortly after your father passed, that something changed, obviously, and you gave it up for a while, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a tough time because prior to that, like from 2001 to 2000, well, before he got sick, is that we was called the Deckheads, and it was me, my dad, my brother, and both of my brothers, we all bowled together. And then we won the championship like 5 years straight.
Oh my.
Then that one year when my dad passed away, we all just kind of took away, because it didn't feel the same without my dad being here.
Sure.
So we all kind of took our time off, and I took a couple of years off. My older brother took a couple of years off. My brother Scott actually took like 7. He didn't, but he wasn't real competitive.
Sure.
He wasn't into it like we were. So he kind of just vanished off for a little bit. And me and Brad took off, like I said, a few years. But then we was always talking. We like wanted to come back.
Yeah.
My dad wouldn't want us to just quit. He was always watching us. If he wasn't bowling with us, he was watching us.
Absolutely.
Because my mom bowled as well in the league too.
So it really was a family. It was.
Yeah, they had they had like a ladies league, and then they had the men's league. So my mom would bowl down here, then my dad and us would bowl together. So it was.
Yeah, I think a lot of people sometimes when something happens like that in your family, I think they feel they want to take time away, but then they realize, hey, my dad would want me to keep going. And sometimes it's hard to go back, but sometimes you just know you have to go back.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. The first year we came back, we thought, we're going to bring the championship back. And we did. We came back. We had to draft a guy that I worked with. His name was Kevin. We brought him in the team, and we won it another 2 or 3 years straight. So it was like we was winning it for my dad. We both went back to, to redeem ourselves for being for the 2 or 3 years we took off.
Yes. Well, and certainly we will talk a little bit more about that a little later on in the interview, but I kind of want to set the stage here. kind of leading up to that unforgettable night that you had back in June. You had back in September, you had a half knee replacement. And since that, you had the left side just was not, there was still pain and so on and so forth. So it, you know, my understanding is the doctors really couldn't figure it out. So I'm sure that was quite discouraging for you.
It was really aggravating. And like that day at work, I had a doctor's appointment at 2 o'clock that Monday. So I left work and I had to go to a doctor's appointment about my side, see what was going on. And I went there, and the news they gave me wasn't what I really wanted to hear. So I was bummed out. I was just,
Yeah,
you know, I called my brother Scott, my middle brother, and I told him what was going on. And he's like, well, you know, just stay tough, just relax until you know for sure what, things are going on.
yeah.
I talked to him for about an hour, and then I had to bowl that night, and it was about 3:30, 4 o'clock. So I always, when I'm down and out, I always try to see my dad, always.
Yeah.
So I went there. It's about 5 o'clock, and I sat there with him, told the situation, what was going on, just kind of sit there and, just let him hear me pretty much, I guess. And I was tired. I was wore out. I didn't feel like bowling that night. When I told my dad I loved him, getting ready to leave, I kind of walked away, and then I walked back, because like my dad said, just go bowl, son, just go do what you do. You'll be all right. Just go. And I was like, I don't know if I really should, because I don't want to go bowl and not, bowl like crap.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm good. So then I was like, well, I love you, Dad. And I just walked to my truck and got into the truck. And as soon as I got in there, my teammate texted me as well and says, hey, you ready? It's wind tonight. Let's shoot the lights out. And I was like, so then because I'm literally like from here to like 2 minutes from the graveyard to the Rose Bowl. I can actually see the sign. So I was sitting there thinking it's about 5:45, and I had to be there about 6. So I was sitting there thinking, okay, heck, I'll go. So I went and bowled. I came down here. I was running late, got my shoes and stuff on. Went and got me a water, kind of sit there and kind of relaxed, kind of, just trying to get in the rhythm, the mood to bowl.
Groove, yeah.
And practice started, and I went up there and started throwing it. And usually I'm real stiff, and I'm hurting a little bit, because I throw a 15-pound ball. So I was just kind of, plus getting a little older now. I'm not as young as I was. But when I went up and started throwing practice balls, it was like I've been bowling for an hour. I was already loose. It was like the way I felt was weird. And I was throwing a couple of strikes in, so I was like, I'm good. So I sat down.
Okay.
And then we all said good luck, to each other, the teammates. And then when I started bowling, I had like the first 5 or 6 strikes in a row, and I thought, that's gonna be a great night. If I keep, ball was perfect, everything was good. I felt good then. And then I got to like the 9th frame, and I wasn't really nervous because the first game, because I always leave a single pin, always a pin, I leave something. So I wasn't really nervous.
Okay.
Got the 9th frame, and I threw the 9th frame strike. I was like, man, I got a chance to throw another 300.
Yeah.
And I went up there and I threw the 300, or 3 in a row, bowled a 300. And I was like, wow. I mean, I was shocked then. I got it. I was happy.
And that wasn't your first one though, right?
No.
Okay.
That was my second being sanctioned, and,
Okay.
So I got it, I was like, great. So then all I was looking forward to, I was like, if I can keep another couple of games, good, I can beat my record, which my record was 8-12.
Okay.
So I was, as long as I stayed clean and kept doing what I was doing. So when second game, first of the second game, my brother Scott texted me, how'd you do? I said, I bowled a 300. He goes, no kidding. He said, good. He said, then I didn't text him no more for a little bit. So I had like 5 or 6 in a row the second game. I was like, this is unreal. I mean, same ball, perfect shot, nothing. And then I was like, he texted me, goes, how you doing now? I said, I got the front 6 second game. He's like, no kidding. He's like, well, shoot an 8. Or he said, heck, shoot a 9. I was like, yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Because I mean, nobody plans on bowling a 9. It's like, that ain't gonna happen. I said 8 I could possibly do. Then I got to like the 8th frame again, 9th frame. I thought, well, here we go. And I threw it and threw another strike. So I was like, man, I got 3 more to throw in the 10th. And usually I do good in the 10th. So I was like, if I get past the 9th frame, I'm good. So when I went up and threw the 3 strikes the second game and had the second 300, then the third game or second game, the 10th frame, I was really nervous because I was like, I never had back to back. So I was like, there ain't no way.
So what was the What was the vibe in the center? I mean, did you have already by that time quite a crowd behind you?
Yeah, they started after the first game. I got the 3, and then I had the second, the 7, 8 in a row. Again, the second game, they started forming me, but I was trying to kind of, I seen them back there, but I was just trying to zone in, keep to myself, because I'm going to work on the back-to-back 300s, because there's only one other couple people that's done it here. So it's like, I'd like to do that. Might as well, So I tried my best, and it worked. And then I got to the third game. Well, after the second game, I was like, I had to go for a walk. I was scared, shaking. I just went and got some air, went and got me another water, came back. And after I sat down, I'm the last bowler on the team. So they already bowled the first frame, and they was waiting on me. I was like, so I went down there and I went up there and threw another strike. I was like, this is no way. That's, 25 strikes in a row. And then my brother Scott texted again. He said, how'd you do? I said, second three. He goes, all right. He goes, I'm on my way. He said, let's go for work. I'll be there in a few minutes. He said, well, I'll bother you. I said, no. I said, you're all right. You're good. So he got there about the 5th frame, 3rd game, and he came and sat by me, and I had the front 5 again. And I was like, there's no way this is going on. And then I'm from the 5th frame there. I was shaking so bad. I was stepping on my own shoe. My shoe was untied. I was up there holding
Oh
my
my
water.
gosh.
Water was shooting out of the top. I couldn't even hold my water bottle.
Were you getting nervous more with each
Oh yeah.
throw?
I was each
Oh
ball.
my
I couldn't even hold my breath. I couldn't even like the camera from the video, you couldn't tell, but I was up there. I was literally, I don't even know how I could even think.
When did you feel, I know I'm a huge baseball fan, and I know like when somebody's going to throw a no-hitter, you could have a no-hitter through 3-4 innings, but you don't really think forward yet because there's still so much that could go on. At what point did you kind of start to feel like this might really happen, or were you just taking it kind of frame by frame?
Well, the 3rd game, 5th frame is when it actually kicked in. Because I didn't have to move the ball. The ball, I couldn't do a better ball all 3. It was unreal. Every ball was right in the pocket, every one. It wasn't no lucky ball, pins. It was just perfect.
solid shots.
So the 5th frame on each frame, I was like, I got a chance, but I was trying to keep in mind after I got the 7th in a row, the house record was like an 878. But all I was trying to beat was my record was 813.
Yeah.
After I figured I had the 6, 7 in a row, I already figured I was like, I got that beat. It's got to stay clean. That's all I want to do. Spare, whatever. Then I got to the 6th, 7th frame, 8th frame, and each one was just to the point I can barely hang on to my ball. So the first frame of the 10th was the killer. I got up there. I was shaking so bad, but they have a strike jackpot on certain frames. You got to get strikes in certain frames to get the money that they put in. And the first ball in the 10th, I had to have that one. So they kept the pressure off of me. So I went up there and I threw that strike, the first ball in the 10th. So I turned around and said, I got the strike jackpot. It kind of set the mood. It kind of kept me my mind off the 900. So I was like, then I got that. Then the next thing I said, well, I gotta get the second one. I can have the house record. The house record was 878. So I was like, I gotta have the second one. But after I got up on the second one, I was literally up there. I couldn't even breathe. I was shaking so bad. And I knew when I brought the ball back, I figured I was going to drop it or I was going to foul across the line. I was so weak.
My gosh.
I couldn't even think. All I saw was pins. I don't even remember wiping my ball up. I don't remember hardly standing there. When I threw that second ball and threw that strike, and I knew I had their house record, and I was like, there's no way. And then I heard everybody in the background cheering me on, and my buddy kept talking to me, 34 strikes ain't enough, 35 ain't enough. And I heard it, but it was more of a motivation to me. It kind of helped me out. But after I got up there and picked my ball up, after that, I don't remember hardly nothing. I literally, all I saw was a big old black tunnel, white pins. And I went up there and I just figured I just didn't want to foul. I didn't want to fall down or something. So I went up there and I threw that ball. And it was like my dad jumped in my body from the 8th frame on, because I had no strength to throw that ball.
Sure.
So as nervous and weak as I was, there's no way that. So I gave that last game to my dad for the 300, because I'm telling you, from the 5th frame on, I didn't have the strength to throw the ball like I did the first 2 games.
Absolutely. I think there's something to be said about him letting you know that you needed to be bowling that night.
Right. And that's why it's unreal, because the way I felt, even in I knew something was, when I started practicing and how I felt, I wasn't stiff, and then how it all played out. And then that 3rd game from the 5th frame on, I had not the strength to even throw that ball. And I swear,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like inside he was throwing the ball. I was just the dummy look, holding it. It was just, it was unbelievable.
Wow. That is such an amazing story. And it just goes to show that, this was something that you did as a family, and he was very much a part of you mastering, this feat of bowling a perfect series. That's just such an amazing story. And I know that he is quite proud
Oh yeah.
of your
Yes.
accomplishment.
The last strike I threw, I pointed up in the air. I gave it to him because I was like, there's no way I could have done it without him. There's no way. I mean, not the second game, I was nervous enough, let alone to do that again. And like I said, the fifth frame on, there's no, I mean, I was shaking so bad. I can, like I said, 15-pound ball to throw a hook like that and be the exact same ball I threw every time.
Absolutely. Well, and then, your palms get sweaty, and
Oh yeah, I was
his
sweating.
knees get shaky. I can only imagine. I mean, and I'm sure, the experience that you had was phenomenal, and most people will never have that opportunity in a lifetime to experience what you experienced, and especially the story and how special it is that your father basically helped and was a big part of your 900 series. But, to witness it, for you to bring that experience to
Right.
everybody that was bowling that night, that's, the vibe that was there just had to be just pure joy.
Oh, it
To be
was.
able
Like I
to
said,
witness.
like before, I never bowled in the summer league, but the only reason I bowled in this league, because like you said, I had knee surgery in September, and the
Mhm.
other leagues that I had, because I went back and I didn't bowl very good. So I just bowled in this summer league this year just to kind of get practice for the fall leagues. I bowled 3 leagues in the winter,
Oh,
and I'm
wow.
just bowling in this league I was just doing it for more practice. And then from when I first started from week 1, I've been bowling really good, and then unreal that happened. And then
Yeah, I saw you mention in another interview that it felt unreal. When do you kind of feel that it sank in, or I mean, till this day, are you still waking up in the middle of the night like, was this real? Like,
it's all sunk in. They sent me a big party for me and made me a plaque here for to be here for beating the house record, and because I can't 900 can't be beat, so they put me a plaque here. So after the party and everything, and then me going back to my actual league and everybody congratulate me bowling, and kind of reality went back down, because he ain't gonna bowl 900 every week. So, and I could, like I said, the pressure was on me for the first couple of weeks, and it still is, but it's actually sunk in now that I've done it, because I mean, like you said, I've heard it from so many people, but it's still, I appreciate it so much more, because when I bowl and I leave a solid 10 pin and all these other guys do, it just makes me appreciate the 900 more, because I
Yeah.
sit there and think, how that, I threw the same ball 36 times. How'd that even happen? And it's unreal. It's just something you, like Sharon, she was here when it happened. She's like, you don't just bowl 900s. It's unreal. It's unheard of. I mean, and it took me a while to realize that, I mean, I knew it was a big deal, but I didn't realize how far this would go. And that's the shocking part the most.
yeah, that I was curious to that too. Like, I'm sure you're not used to just being interviewed every day or having all these
Right.
interviews. I mean, besides the interviews, has anything else came from this, or do you have any other opportunities that have come up?
I've had a couple people and the Pro Bowlers hit me up, message me, said great job, and then sent me a message like, there's no way, we're pros and we don't even bowl 900. We'd still be nervous if we bowled one, and to hear all that from them. And my buddy Brett Springer, he's like the ball representative, for the actual PBA, and he reaches out to me. He supports me. He's always, helping me out. And the news, I've been on the news. I mean, it's just been so crazy. I mean, I don't know where this will go from here. I hope it goes somewhere. I just don't know. But I'm still bowl here. I still bowl in my leagues. But I do feel like a celebrity here, because every time I come in here, I mean, everybody's always congratulating me and coming down and like, dude, you won't believe what you've done. That's just unbelievable. Like all the people.
That's good. I mean, I don't know you personally, but I mean, I'm happy for you, because I could truly tell you're a genuine person. I'm happy. I'm truly happy for you. I think you're
I
a great
appreciate
person.
it. Yeah, the support has been the best. It's like this ride, this month and a half has been the best. I mean, ever. I mean, I can't ask for nothing better than that.
You know, as I said, when we first logged into our call before we went live, is, you know, to allow us to kind of experience this through you and to hear what was going through your mind and the different thoughts, and, you know, I to just not want to drop the ball or to not foul.
Right. Exactly.
What, you know, and there's a lot of people that they, you know, get going on a perfect game even, and the mental game takes over and they fall off their game. What do you have? What words of wisdom do you have for those that are working towards a perfect game? And you know, how do you advise them to proceed when you get, you know, 3/4 of the way there? How do you close it up?
I just stay, I mean, just relax. So that's the main thing. Practice and just stay to yourself, you know, relax, you know, stay calm. Because like I said, the first 2 games, first game I was calm and it paid off. So the second, I was just trying to maintain myself, relax, take a breath, you know, walk away if you have to come, you know, you can't just sit there. And I just was more focused than anything. You got to stay focused on your game. You can't just wander off and then come back. And I mean, the 900 was just a dream come true to me. But like I said, at 300, just take, you know, just practice. It'll come to you. I mean, like I said, it's only the 5th 300 I've ever had, and 3 in one night. And I've been bowling for 38 years. And I've only had 1 800, and I got 8. I just bowled, I had a 299 last week in the tournament. So I've had 8 299. So, I mean, there shows you, you know, that 900 was unreal, because I've had 8 299s, because I was always waiting for a pin to stand up. That's the thing.
Well, and to have the confidence, you know, and your process, you know that you're capable of doing it, and to
everybody's capable of doing it. You just got to stick. You can't, like, I mean, bowl like a year and then take like 2 or 3 years, because it does take practice. You gotta, I mean, you can't just go in there and come in there bowling alley 1 week and think you're going to bowl 300, because it's not going to happen.
Practice makes perfect. That's
exactly.
Yes,
like I said, I've bowled for, like I said, 38 years, but in an actual league, probably about 20 years. But I've bowled in like 3 or 4 leagues a year. So,
and any fun superstitions do you have that before you bowl or after you bowl or during your bowling? Do you have anything that you don't like to do or don't like to drink or eat? Or I know some people are really superstitious. Are you superstitious?
I don't eat nothing while I bowl. Sometimes I'll have a couple beers, you know, but just to kind of mellow out. But other than that, or I'll go to, like, I always, like 90%, I go to the graveyard for my dad. That's the main thing. I mean, I do, because like I said, it's right down the street.
Sure.
If I see him, I feel good. I mean, after I pay my visit there, I come in here like ready to bowl, because I'm real competitive. My whole family is. My dad was. So if I don't think I'm going to bowl the greatest, I go there and just say, hey, you know, and he brings me up. I come in here, and then I'll just do the best I can.
And at the end of the day, it's still something that's fun for you. I can tell.
Yes.
I can see the passion that you have for bowling. And you know, that will never go away. You've had it for 38 years, and you were brought up in a family that were all bowlers, and you know, that was a part of your life. So
it's a big thing also. Like, this was like my second home, and like you said earlier, like, I actually put the Rose Bowl on the map. This actually, like, there's people that's reached out to me, because when I left that Rose Bowl that day, I had like 62 friend requests. My phone to burn up for like 3 weeks straight. I couldn't even reach out there. I mean, that took me forever to. I mean, it was crazy.
I'm sure everybody still want to be your doubles partner.
It was so crazy, because I had to take a vacation day the next day from work, because I was up till 5 in the morning talking to people on the phone. I got to be work at 4:30.
Yes.
And I was so pumped up. I was ready to go bowl again, because everybody, all the wisdom I've gotten, the support I got for people, I feel like a big superstar.
You are a superstar. You are. And I have to ask, you work at a manufacturing plant, am I correct?
At TS Tech here in Newcastle. Yep.
Did they already know when you got to work the next day?
No. Well,
do they know now?
They knew. Here's the crazy part. Everybody's like, man, did you hear about that guy bowled at 900? And there's people came up to me at work that didn't even know me, said, that was you. I seen you on the news, and you know, this and that. and it went crazy. So the human resource department actually told me to go get my, do you have your bowling ball with you? I was like, she goes, bring it. So they took a picture of me, put me on the wall at my factory and on their website. So they call me like a superstar or a celebrity at my work.
That is a wonderful story. Well, you know what? You'll have to encourage them to go to Rose City Bowl and have a company event.
Right.
You know, you'll show them the ropes, right?
I told them, I said, come down there. And they said, we want to bowl with you. Like that big party they had for me, like for the 900. It was crazy. A lot of people showed up for that. And that was real awesome. The Rose Bowl. That was, and
That
then
was
the
so
flag,
great. Well,
that was
you
amazing.
know, those guys, John Nelson and his group over there just do a phenomenal job at Rose City Bowl. So you could not have bowled it at a better place. So
Exactly. That's exactly what I said.
Absolutely. Well, Bryan, it has certainly been a pleasure to meet you, and your status of a celebrity, embrace that because you have earned that status.
Thank you.
And it's certainly been my pleasure to meet you. You're the very first 900 series bowler I've ever interviewed, and it will likely be the last one. But
you guys as well. This is awesome.
Like I said, you seem like a genuine person. I feel like I don't know you, but I feel like, you know, I made a new friend. So I'm going to say, hey, I know a 900. And yeah, I'm going to be able to say I know someone that's bowled a 900 now.
I ain't, like I said, that knee surgery, and I thought I was going downhill from there because I was doing rough. I was bowling bad, and that's why I bowled this. But then after I started bowling good, and then that happened, it just all I did is brought me back here to even more than ever. I mean, that's how I feel. So I was like, that's unreal. And I just made a for sure note that Dad didn't want me to quit bowling.
Absolutely. And you know, from young on, we've been taught to listen to our dads, right? And it's no different. He's passed, but he still has a big influence in what you're doing. That's really great to see. So, well, Bryan, thank you very much for allowing us this opportunity. Viewers, we will have, this video is live, so if you're viewing this after the fact and you have questions for Bryan, or you would like to say congratulations or a friend request, certainly feel free to comment. Bryan has been gracious enough to monitor those comments and will reply if necessary to your comments. So viewers, thank you so much for helping us welcome this celebrity to our show. Keep watching. We have some other interviews coming up very shortly that we think that you're going to enjoy. We're going to have John Laspino with Bowling Veteran Link on the show in 2 weeks. So keep watching. You'll find out all the details about that show and anything else that's going on in our lives. Orly and I've got some really exciting news that we're going to be sharing very shortly, but we're not going to give it away just yet. So you gotta keep watching. So Bryan, thanks again. It was certainly a pleasure, and we're going to keep following you. So I am giving you an open invitation. If you decide to do this again, please know that you have a standing invitation here at Beyond the Frame Live. It would certainly be our pleasure again to have you on for an interview.
Awesome. I appreciate you guys a lot. You guys are amazing as well, and I appreciate it too. Absolutely.
Well, Beyond the Frame viewers, y'all have a great afternoon. Keep watching, keep telling your friends to watch, and who knows, you too might be our next 900 series interview. Have a great afternoon, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you.